one of the most common users of clones today are people who are in the training industry.
Yeah.
And so as two guys have spent a lot of time around the training industry, it's great because we've had an opportunity to not only work with so many of the top leaders in the training industry, but we also have had this opportunity to really understand what the future of the training industry looks like and how content is going to be delivered and how one-on-one, like for the first time, trainers are going to be able to have one-on-one conversations at scale using an AI or a Delphi clone.
It's truly scaling themselves. And yeah, the trainers are, I would say, the early adopters right now because they have a bunch of content. They have an existing membership site or community where they want to share that Delphi. And yeah, we could break down all the different use cases and stuff. But it's interesting to learn from the trainers because yeah, we both come from that world independently. Like you've done a lot of stuff with Tony Robbins back in the day, Jim Rohn, and like worked with a lot of digital marketing trainers primarily, all the way through. Like everyone's seeing that there's a change happening right now in content. Like content wants to be free. That's something that Matt and I always said is like, and that's why YouTube exists. That's why so much sharing of content and information lives free. Technically not free in that there's advertisements and that they're making money off your attention and all that stuff. But at the same time, then you have a paid community. And that's where if you have an information driven business that's just solely about information, you're likely feeling the effects of AI a little bit. Like ChatGPT basically has a lot of information. Doesn't say it has all the information, but that's where there's a change that's happening currently. And that's why I think a lot of those folks, the trainers, content creators, are starting to see, oh man, I need to scale myself and make me available in this AI way that's dynamic and personalized to people, where people can go to it 24/7, 365, have a text, audio, or video chat with that person or their digital representation of, speaks and sounds like them, thinks like them, kind of, and be a companion to whatever they're currently selling. That's where we're seeing like a lot of people go with this technology, and it's immediate benefit to the community that's already existing. It reduces churn. Like there's all these benefits that out of the box, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like
You're so right. That I love that idea. It's just like the whole way of thinking different. And I think, we have a client that we work with who is in the real estate industry, and it was really interesting. You talk about thinking different. So she was preparing to film a course, and she was going to do the video recording and have it highly produced, and she was going to put it on Kajabi, and there was a whole plan for this and the workbooks and everything that went along with it. And we were talking one day, and she said, I can't tell you how hard it is to do this. It's expensive. Everything's got to be right on that day. I've got to deliver all the content on my filming day. If I learn something the next day, gosh, do I get all of the people together and do it again? And, creating video-based programming is it can be fairly complex. It can be fairly expensive, right? And there's just all these crazy factors, right? Where when you're using an AI clone, you're using a Delphi clone, and it's so the way I know you're going to talk about this, Joe, but the way you're able to upload and train that clone with your content and constantly be updating it and connect it to video and connect it to voice and connect it to a phone line. And it's so easy to update that this really is the future. And it's really cool to be here, I think, at the beginning of all of that. And, I don't know that we can share publicly like a lot of the names that we work with, but it's really cool. I think that people in the training community in particular, as a first use case, are going to see some of the people they've always looked up to the most in the industry and the biggest earners start to bring more and more of their business in this direction.